Hey, what's up? Let's check out what's in the news today. Imagine being one of the biggest pop stars in the world, but not actually owning your own music. Well, that's the reality for Taylor Swift. The master recordings of her past 6 albums have just been sold to a high-profile person in the music industry. And let's just say Tay-Tay isn't happy about it.
Taylor Swift is back in the headlines after calling out this guy, Scooter Braun. Scooter's a big figure in the music industry and manages artists like Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande. He's also the new owner of the master recordings of Taylor's first 6 albums, after he bought the record label that owned them for about $400 million. Master recordings are pretty much the original recording of a song, so anyone who wants to use Taylor's old stuff for, say, an ad or in a TV show or movie will have to get permission from Mr. Scooter and pay him a fee. It's not unusual for record companies to own musicians' music. Singers sign contracts all the time that give other people ownership of their songs, and those contracts can be very tricky to get out of. Taylor says she's been trying to buy back her masters for a while, and that she wasn't given a fair chance to buy them back before they were sold to Scooter. But people at the record label say that isn't true. Taylor is also upset because she says Scooter bullied her a few years ago, and that she's not comfortable with him owning her album masters. Some people, like Justin Bieber, who work with Scooter, have defended him as not being a bully. Taylor has had a lot of support from other musicians who say the situation isn't fair. Others reckon not owning your masters is pretty common, and that it's a part of the deal she originally signed. Taylor says she's focusing on her new music now, which she will own, and has warned any aspiring musicians to be careful before signing any contracts.
For the first time in more than 30 years, Japan has started commercial whaling again, despite international criticism. Commercial whaling means killing whales and selling the byproducts like meat, oil and blubber. That was banned back in 1986 by the International Whaling Commission after some species were almost wiped out. Japan says whaling is an important part of its culture, and now it's withdrawn from the IWC because it couldn't come to an agreement. A guy in the US is on the verge of turning about $200 into millions of dollars. He bought a bunch of old NASA tapes back in the 70s when he was an intern there. At the time, NASA was recording over their old tapes or selling them off to save some cash. Turns out there was some pretty impressive stuff on them, including the original recording of Neil Armstrong's first steps on the moon and these very famous words.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
The tapes are expected to sell for more than $2 million at an auction later this month. People in the top end have been celebrating Territory Day. And how do they do that? Fireworks. It's the only time of the year when it's legal to set off their own.
As you can probably imagine, people were keen to make the most of it. Shoppers loaded up boxes with explosives, 270 tons of them in fact, ready to light up the sky from 6 till 11 PM on the 1st of July, the only time of the year it's legal to light fireworks here.
We've got a bucket of fun, some Satan's Fury, TNT.
Was hoping the missus wouldn't find out how much I actually spent.
The festivities are to celebrate Territory Day. This year marks 41 years since the NT became independent, with its own government flag, parliament and laws. Emergency services were under the pump, battling blazes from some wayward crackers and making sure people were being responsible and safe with them. But these guys say it's been an absolute blast.
Yeah, it's about trying to stay safe because you can lose an eye, like straight up.
For our next segment, let's check out some pretty impressive individuals that are on a roll. Imagine getting to play one of your idols at Wimbledon and then beating them. That's what 15-year-old Coco Gauff just did. She's the youngest player ever at the major tournament and just beat legend Venus Williams in the first round.
After a match, I told her that just thank you for everything she did. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her.
The best bit? Coco wasn't even born by the time Williams had won 4 Grand Slams. This unusual competition was just held in Russia, featuring speed demons racing on office chairs. costumed participants braved rainy conditions to complete the obstacle course. But of course, there were a few slip-ups. Pedro the Turtle probably isn't going to be winning races anytime soon, but he's definitely moving faster after receiving a Lego wheel transplant. Pedro lost both of his back legs, but luckily a very clever vet at an American university helped the turtle get back on his tires? Hey guys, just checking in again to see if you've subscribed yet. If you haven't, you're going to miss out on heaps more awesome videos just like this one, so make sure you do. And while you're at it, let us know which one of your heroes would you like to challenge if you could. Comment below.